In the past, iQOO's flagship number series, Neo series and Z series had a strict hierarchy. But with the latest Neo and Z series, and especially today, Z11 Turbo, iQOO has once again broken its own tradition. I can't believe it actually features a metal frame and a glass back. This marks a significant departure from previous Z series models. And that change is all about the premium feel. When you place it next to the previous Z10 series, the difference is immediately apparent. Beyond the build quality, the overall dimensions have also changed. The screen has been resized from 6.78 inches down to a new 6.59 inches. The more compact size, paired with the upgraded materials, makes it feel anything but a typical Z-series phone. Aside from the smaller size, the front display also features a new generation large R-angle design. In terms of screen dimming, iQOO has packed in plenty of options, including full brightness DC-like and DC-like, plus high-frequency PWM dimming. It even adopts the same one-nit low brightness strategy as the iQOO 15, along with a 144 Hz refresh rate and 10-300 Hz touch sampling rate. This is all fantastic news for Z-series users. The rear design has also been completely overhauled. And in my opinion, it looks much better than the last generation. A dual-camera setup should look this clean. The iQOO Z11 Turbo is powered by the new Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 platform. Despite the smaller screen, it still manages to pack a massive 7600 mAh battery. I conducted a 3-day 3-scenario test from full charge to zero. The battery life for each specific scenario is shown here. If you follow my battery life benchmarks, you'll notice its endurance in gaming scenarios is particularly impressive. Ultimately, after my standard 4-hour heavy use test, it has 46.49% battery remaining. This remaining level is close to that of the iQOO 15, which is why I mentioned that its battery life in gaming scenarios could still use some further optimization. The 100W flash charge takes 55 minutes to reach 100%. Which is a standard performance for this class. We're all familiar with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5's gaming performance. I am still using the 70-minute Genshin Impact test model. During the final 40 minutes, the average frame rate in Sumeru City recorded by PerfDog was 60.1 FPS, maintaining a solid full frame state. The rendering resolution hasn't been downgraded either, staying at 880p. At this resolution, the average power consumption was 4.78 W. This power draw resulted in a peak front temperature of 43.4 degrees Celsius and a peak rear temperature of 42.3 degrees Celsius. So, Genshin Impact poses no real challenge for the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. As for the golden hour map in Star Rail, after a 40-minute run, PerfDog recorded an average frame rate of 59.5 FPS. However, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 hasn't even adapted for the high rendering resolution mode yet. The Z11 Turbo's rendering resolution is 769p, with a power consumption of 4.62 W and a peak front temperature of 46.6 degrees Celsius, while the back reached a maximum of 45.1 degrees Celsius. I'm really looking forward to seeing the high-res mode optimized soon. That way, we can see how it differs from the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 under high stress loads. In addition to that, the Z11 Turbo also features the in-house Q2E sports chip. If you're a fan of super resolution and super frame, it is a huge help, especially for PUBG Mobile fans who want high frame rates, but find the image quality lacking. By enabling super resolution and super frame, it delivers excellent image quality and smooth performance. It also features the popular bypass charging, and it supports system-wide bypass charging. Normally, there wouldn't be much need to discuss photography here, but iQOO has equipped it with a 200MP main camera, so let's check out some sample shots. For this daytime set, which I've always considered a challenging scenario, notice it has a massive advantage in detail over the Neo 11. This is the experience upgrade brought by the 200MP sensor. It is the same for the night shots. The relative difference isn't as pronounced as in daylight, but the details tell a story. The Z11 Turbo definitely performs better here. I also tested a scene using the 200MP mode. Upon comparison, its impact is undeniable, providing a significant edge in fine details. After all, 200MP photo files are significantly larger. It is precisely because of this 200MP main sensor that it offers a much greater advantage for cropping. For example, in this set of sample shots, compared to the Neo 11, you can see a much clearer advantage in detail. This is also one of the key marketing points. Its daytime usability is quite impressive, as any comparison reveals its clear superiority. At this price point, you can't expect flagship-level photography. For top-tier camera performance, you'd still need a higher-end device. Origino 6 on the Z11 Turbo is also on par with the flagship X series, featuring new visual effects and an overhauled notification shade, sidebar visual updates, password entry light effects. It has them all. Even the brightness slider now features a drop shadow effect. Furthermore, the animations aren't nerfed, like the bounce when adjusting volume. It features all the subtle details, including the rebound animations when closing background apps. In short, it incorporates all the latest innovations of Origino 6. The only real omission might be the full-screen always-on display found on flagship models. Regarding the AOD, since the screen stays at 120 Hz even in the off-screen state, there is still some room for optimization. Once you enable the high refresh rate mode, the Z11 Turbo delivers a consistently high refresh rate across the entire system. Some video apps run at 90 FPS, but it still maintains a smooth, high-frame experience. Finally, the era of a truly global high refresh rate is upon us. When testing system stability by browsing Weibo after playing Honkai Star Rail, the refresh rate does fluctuate between 120 Hz and 90 Hz. While there is some frame rate jitter, it still stays within the high refresh rate range. So, in terms of the daily experience, Origino 6 remains as stable as ever. There's no need for any major concerns. However, I feel the thermal throttling strategy could afford to be a bit more aggressive. As for the peripheral specs, the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor is now a standard inclusion. Dual speakers, IR blaster, and full-featured NFC go without saying. And it even provides IP68 and IP69 dust and water resistance. To wrap things up, my biggest takeaway from the Z11 Turbo is the massive upgrade in overall build quality, complemented by its compact form factor, a truly significant shift for the series. In terms of experience, the battery life is undeniably strong. With further optimization of power efficiency during gaming, it will have even more impressive all-around capabilities. As for gaming, I'm really looking forward to a high-resolution rendering mode in Star Rail, so we can really push this hardware to its limits. Maxing out frames in Genshin Impact is a breeze, especially with the Q2E sports chip. For photography, it features a 200MP main sensor. The main camera is certainly competitive. It holds a clear advantage in daytime shots when it comes to detail cropping. However, it's still not a camera-centric phone, and it is important to keep that in mind. In terms of system performance, the experience isn't far off from Vivo's flagship models. With the improved build quality, it's effectively moving up a tier this year. Given its price point, do you think it's a strong enough contender?